there we go. Window.
They need my date of birth. Are they gonna send me
Well,
something in
yes,
the mail?
I'll explain everything as we go through, but basically because first with First Lego League, you are working with kids, like little kids, elementary, middle, and high school. Um, there's a lot of vetting process to make sure that you're not like a bad person, stuff like that. And of course, I know this because I've worked with you and I see you almost every day. But the First Lego League officials don't know this, and in order for you to be able to participate, you have to be cleared by First Lego League. So that's just
Mm-hmm.
good background information.
I
Um,
understand.
yeah. So, so cookies. All right. So, are you on the? Can you see my screen?
Okay. Yes, I can see your screen.
All right. So, this is the First Inspired website. This is basically like the hub for everything. Once you register, you're going to be able to log in, but you're going to click on Ways to Help, then go to Volunteer, then go to New to Volunteering. This is for the people
Wait.
that haven't registered yet. And this page has all the information that you'll need, but to be assigned the first volunteer, you will need to sign up in a volunteer registration system and complete a free background screening if you're over 18 years old. Once you're assigned a volunteer role, you will receive communications about your role from the event organizer, that is me. You'll receive training specific to your assigned job. For our competition, you're going to receive training for several jobs, and then be assigned a job towards like maybe the last couple of weeks of training, either before or on the morning of the event, like it says right there. You should receive communications from your event organizer about whether training is being required, which it is, because we got to make sure that we are on point when we get in front of these kids because they know what's supposed to be going on. Yeah.
Right.
And if you need more information, the first volunteer handbook is right there. It literally goes through every single thing that you would need to know about First Lego League. I implore you to read this because this is what I'm going by. I have it pretty much memorized at this point, um, for the most part, but there's a lot of stuff in here that is very important. I'll kind of like breeze through it a little bit so that way I can show you like the registration portion. But there's the volunteer handbook. They go over the mission of first, which is to basically inspire young people to be science and technology leaders and innovators by having them participate in this competition. Then you have the first core values. This is important because if you become a core values judge, you're going to have to judge students based on these criteria: discovery, innovation, impact, teamwork, inclusion, and fun. Um, and then they go into also gracious professionalism and Dr. Woody Flowers, which is that gracious professionalism was inspired by. You can read that story on your own, but gracious professionalism refers to setting the example for students as to how they're supposed to conduct themselves in a professional manner during competitions and other professional settings. This does not mean that you have to be uptight. Of course, have fun. That is one of the core values, but make sure that students are taking into account that this is something that they could use to better themselves in the future and learn how to make connections and network at an early age. First Lego League divisions. We won't go through this too deep, but just understand that we are a part of the first robotics competition. There are other competitions that we can get involved with. However, they're in grade levels that may be a little bit too low for the demographic that we have in Savannah, Georgia. But if this is something that we need to look into, we can do so in the future. Um, Champion the game by volunteering with first. This is just some of the same information about event volunteers, mentors, and coaches. So an event volunteer would be what you're volunteering as. Mentors and coaches would be like the teachers that will be there with the students and their volunteer parents and stuff like that. And then of course, general volunteer resources are the things that I'm showing you now during this training. Okay. Volunteer rights and responsibilities. It's your right to be treated just as we treat the students with gracious professionalism in a safe environment. We don't expect for there to be any discrimination or cheating of any kind. Make sure that you communicate with your volunteer coordinator, that is me. And if you have any questions about leadership and, first criteria and rules and regulations. And of course, they have a non-medical incident form. Let's say something happens at the event or during a training or during an activity related to first, and you feel like there's some sort of discrepancy, you can fill out that non-medical incident form, turn it into me, and I'll get it to first. And then if you need to contact First Headquarters directly, their information is right there. It is your responsibility as a volunteer to treat others with gracious professionalism, follow the schedule and role description provided for your position, contact local first leadership if there are any issues. I'll be making sure that we have some sort of first professional there. Last time we did this, I was able to get one. I'm not sure who's available this year. Respect others and treat them fairly and kindly. Be inclusive and follow non-discriminatory policy of first. Follow safety rules and ensure the safety of others. Adhere to the youth protection program policies like getting a background check and the first code of conduct, and of course have fun. Okay, and here's what you can expect from first: communication training, volunteer lounge with food that is pending, volunteer t-shirt with name badge that is also pending. I'll be on those things when I get returned. Event volunteer roles, we will go over those during our various trainings, but there are several roles that can be covered, from sign in to table breakdown and setup to judges. So, moving right along, skipping over some of this stuff because it's not really that important. We're focusing more on the volunteer stuff. So you have your experience toolkit. Minimum age requirement for volunteers is 13, so you may see some high school volunteers. We usually get a good batch of volunteers from Jenkins High School. A lot of them have participated in first before. And they're very experienced, sometimes more experienced than me with this first Lego League stuff. So I definitely welcome not underage, but volunteers of the age of 13 or above. Non-solicitation policy. Please do not accept any gifts or tips or anything like that from participants, families, or friends in relation to first. Make sure that you are, acting with gracious professionalism. When, you may be serving as a judge or something like that. If you're receiving money or gifts from somebody that is participating in the competition, that could be looked at as a conflict of interest, thus leading to the filing of a discrepancy form and your removal from first as a volunteer, as well as a forfeiting of your volunteer hours and community service. So yeah, don't cheat. Don't help people cheat either. Consent and release form. We record, we do a lot of stuff. First, it just wants to make sure that they are not responsible for any incidents that may happen on board. And then of course, there's going to be a Savannah State consent and release form for our participants as well. And then we already spoke about the non-medical incident form. Conflict of interest form that exists, just like I spoke before. Some key volunteers are required to sign a conflict of interest and disclosure statement, such as field supervisors, judges, robot inspectors, referees, scorekeepers, field power controllers, team cuers, and safety advisors. A volunteer who has a relationship with a team is not exclusive for serving in these positions, but they may not disclose any relationship they have with competing team and agree not to bias any match process or results. Conflict of interest form. I have to fill out a conflict of interest form just as the program manager and the coordinator of this competition, because there's no telling who's going to participate that I already know, and I have to keep it completely non-biased, which is not hard for me, but for some people that's hard. Oh man, that's my cousin on the Super Robot Gators, and then now we have a conflict of interest because you're a robot judge and they're in your room, so that. Make sure that you keep your personal relationships on wraps and make sure that you're not showing any conflict of interest during the competition based on just don't do it. Okay. First youth protection program. You following on pretty well? I know I'm going really fast. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see that? I did like a thumbs up. Did you see that?
It didn't pop up.
Oh,
but okay.
Well, let me try.
Just making sure. All right, cool. Right back to it. First, youth protection program. First, we'll strive to create an environment for which team members can grow, learn, thrive, and have fun, minimal risk of injury. Basically, long and the short, this youth protection guidelines are here because people are weird and we don't want any weird people around these kids. So if you see something, say something, especially when it comes to these kids, because we need to, or if we see an issue with the team or something like that, these are things that need to be communicated with first so that these people can be dealt with immediately. Yeah. So if you see something, say something, protect the kids. First code of conduct, we went over that earlier. A lot of this is just repeat. Okay, to view these trainings, you must create a center. All right, so there are youth protection trainings that we will be going over. This is some new stuff. But you have to join this thing called schoolology.com and all sorts of stuff. Anything else that you'll need, the resources are down here at the video, down here at the bottom on page 14. There's videos and all kind of stuff. And yeah, we'll probably have a day during volunteer training when we go through all of that. So that's how you can help. Now, to register as a volunteer, you're going to go back to this page. It is easy to get involved, and you're going to click on this side. Sorry, it's a fire rolling by. It's very loud. Okay. You're going to click on register to volunteer, and then they have the steps ready here for you. Follow these rules if you're follow these steps to register to volunteer at an event, or follow these steps to mentor an existing team. You're going to be registering at an event, but do you already have a login?
Yeah, I made that already.
If you did, then you should be able to go ahead and log in and just try to register for our event. So just go ahead and log in.
Where is the event?
It is that's where I'm going to show you now. I got to log in myself.
What's tomorrow? Thursday? Yeah, I work. Because they don't have one that says Savannah.
It's still not on there?
Mm-mm.
Hold on. Let me see if it's under Georgia Southern. I'm going to go to volunteer registration, event volunteering. It should be for Savannah December
I should have
4th.
pressed show. No, I didn't press show more. What's up? How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Good.
I just had some.
I can't. No, it's not on here. It's remote. Columbus High School. Carter. Dunwoody. Albany. No, I don't. Oh, let's press show more. Because when I did it, and so it'll like just do Savannah, nothing came up for anything in Savannah.
Okay. All right, here's what I'm going to do. We should be on here by now. I already talked to these people. Okay. All right. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to Command Shift 3. Take a screenshot of this. Okay. Let me stop sharing the screen. What I'm going to do, since we're sitting here looking at this together, I'm taking a screenshot of it. And then from that screenshot, make sure it's the right one. From that screen, no, that's not it. Oh my gosh. From that screenshot, I'm going to email that to First and be like, hey, where's our competition?
Yeah, that sounds. Well, I would like go to the extremes of like putting Savannah as a city and searching so it shows it comes up as 0. And then screenshotting that as well.
You're absolutely right. Let me go back because I need a different screenshot. Matter of fact, I'm gonna search December 1st through December 10th. This is annoying because this is not right. Crop it. Well, Sierra, you see I'm trying.
No, it's fine. I see. Well, I'm looking at this. You know how they have the cats over by Hubert?
Mm-hmm.
There's one in Tiger Place that we named when I was a freshman here.
Mm-hmm.
Now she's so big, and she's looking in the window at us.
Okay. I'm about to email this to them now. As soon as I know something else about our competition popping up, I'll let you guys know. But that's basically how you get to it. From there, I don't know if you can still see my screen, but I'll just go to one that like we can get to. Three filters. All right, let me go back to sharing my screen. Desktop. Window. All right, can you see my screen again?
Yeah, I can see it now.
All right, so basically, let's say ours was working. You would click on what the heck? You would click on, let's go Albany, Georgia, right? Just click on the volunteer tab. Then from there, they have the details about the competition, the event day, specific availability and times. Let's say I'm only available between 8 a.m. through 10 a.m., which means they probably shouldn't put me in a position that I need to be there all day, like a scorekeeper or a referee. Then from there, I would say, all right, well, I know I can DJ. I can apply to be the disc jockey. I'm good at refereeing, but I don't want to do that. But I'm good at it. So referee, usually just pick your top three and volunteer coordinator. Then I would click next. I hope this is not actually applying me for this. Yeah, click your days and stuff. Click next. Et cetera, et cetera. Then you have to complete. I'm not actually going to sign up for their competition though, so I'm going to go back. But that's pretty much it. It's very self-explanatory. But if you need help on the detailed part, I got you. Just let me know once we find out that is available. So I'm about to email the screenshot, and then I'll let you know something as soon as I know.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Sierra.
All right. No, thank you.
Bye.
See you when you get back.
See ya.